All right, my name is Garrison Niemiec. I'm owner of Kaizen Performance in Norman, Oklahoma. I have a master's in exercise physiology. Going to be going over a at-home workout you guys can do with no equipment, just at home. You can do it in your living room. You can do it with the whole family, just general stuff like that. And I'll also cover some just general training philosophies as well. All right, so we'll start with the idea of training versus exercise. Exercise is really just going to be kind of anyone going to the gym, doing really any type of exercise, whether it's a bench press, rows, squats, stuff like that. It's kind of more of an arbitrary way of working out. You're going and just doing those specific exercises with no real goal in mind or plan set out. And that's where training takes place. Exercise is designed to improve your muscular strength and endurance, cardiovascular health, and coordination. And the only way you can actually achieve that is through a training program. So that's where people talk about periodization, programming, stuff like that. That's usually what people are paying strength conditioning coach for, personal trainers for, whether it's in person or online. That's primarily what personal training is. You are giving that client, that member, programming so that they can continue to improve wherever they're at. And then you have physical activity, which is really going to be any type of exercise and movement, physical exhaustion that doesn't actually necessarily have to be in the gym. It could be picking stuff up around the house, mowing the yard, walking the dog, playing with your kids. It's still caloric output without actually sitting there thinking, all right, I'm exercising. And so those are going to be the basis of kind of everything we're talking about now. And all of this stuff builds up to each other to improving your health. So you can just go in and exercise. That's going to be better than someone just sitting on the couch. You can just go do physical activity, walk the dog, all these things that you should just be doing probably anyways. That's going to help too. But until you really sit down and have the mindset of training towards a goal, getting ready for the new PT test, anything like that, just bettering your health outside of the military, and just wanting to be a more productive soldier, that's when you're going to need to start getting into training. Really, there is no excuse for someone not to be trained, at least at a minimal level. Once again, when I'm saying training, I'm talking about actual having the programming and a goal set in mind. Really, it's been kind of proven that at anyone at any age, training ability, you can always improve your health and athletic ability at any time. And just by saying athletic ability, I'm not talking about being able to do 42-inch box jumps like an NBA player or something like that. It's really just being able to continue to move better, be quicker, more efficient, protect yourself from injuries. That's more of what we're talking about when we're talking about athleticism in this case. So you have someone who's just on the couch all the time to someone who decides to start working out, going to a gym, whatever it is, they're going to notice that they're able to move better and more efficiently, thus becoming more athletic. That's really the key, especially anyone in the military. They need to be able to have that, at least a baseline level of athleticism to be productive, complete their job, complete the mission, anything that they have going on. And so a lot of people bring up, hey, I can't do this with bad knees. I played football, trashed my knees doing that. A lot of times those things can be recovered. If you had some type of knee pain regularly, you can get back to where you're not going to have pain, or you're limiting the pain. You're learning to do the movement again, or you're learning to move it different. There's always a modification you can make, whether it's someone who just needs to start squatting on a box, or maybe not squatting as deep. They can still get to squatting, which is one of the most important. So that's what we need to focus on, is finding modifications or changes that need to be made so that something can be pain-free, it's not uncomfortable, but you're still progressing to improve those movements, be able to do those movements. There's going to be a couple cases where, hey, let's just avoid that completely. Those are few and far between. Most times, with most people, you can teach them how to work around something and work out without knee pain, without shoulder pain, all the stuff that most people are concerned about. Especially if you've been sedentary for so long, you're going to have those aches and pains, not because of an actual problem, but because of just the problem of just sitting around all the time. Your body's not used to moving, so it's not that you're having pain, it's uncomfortable. It sucks. That's what happens when you're sedentary. It's going to suck to get back into it. But the more you go, the less it's going to suck. So a lot of times when I'll have clients like, I'm not feeling good coming in, I go, we're all going to have those times and moments where it's like, I don't want to drive to the gym. I don't want to stop playing video games, watching this movie. I don't want to go work out at all. So you get them in the mindset of realizing that once you get started, that all goes away. It feels so much better. You feel so much different. It's that initial first step. It's breaking the inertia. Once you get started on that day, that week, whatever it is, it's always going to feel better. And so moving on, any training program can be designed for at home. We kind of have our lobby set up like a living room. We've got a couch, table, TV, bookshelf, or which equipment like you would have in a gym. And depending on what you're looking for is depending on what kind of equipment you need. Now, this is based for at-home workouts due to all the COVID stuff, some people not having access to gyms, whatever it is. But long-term, with this new test coming up, you are going to need access to at least some type of equipment, especially a trap bar, X-bar, same thing, pull-up stuff, TRX bands, general stuff, because the new test is based on so much functional movement that at some level, you can only train so hard before you hit a plateau without any equipment. So at some point, you're going to want to start working towards having equipment and pushing yourself farther. But initially, everyone can get started on this level. Even if it's just 15, 30 minutes a day, 2 to 3 times a week, all this is going to continue to help improve. It's kind of the snowball effect. No matter what you have, as long as you get going, it's going to continue to build and get bigger. You're going to see more improvements. You're going to feel better. And most people even start feeling happier. It's just another side effect of working out. Your body wants to move, so you need to get it. You got to break past any of the mental barriers, because a lot of those mental barriers are just on yourself. It's kind of like, hey, just get up and go do it. We can have excuses all day, but especially if you just think, oh, this sucks. That first time you think it sucks, go do it. The more you think about how much it's going to suck, the harder it's going to be for you to get up and actually go do it. So just once you feel it initially, go. And people tell me every time they don't have time to work out. We have people here that have 2 full-time jobs. They're a full-time student. They're still here most days of the week finding 30 minutes to an hour to work out and push themselves. That's all it takes. Get in, push yourself, you're done. You don't have to be here for 2 hours. That stuff's kind of a myth. The person that's here for 2 hours is not going to be progressing as much as someone who comes in and works really hard for 30 minutes to an hour. So once again, there's really no excuse for any type of training program, any type of exercise, especially at home and with your family. Some of the general benefits you'll see from exercise and having a training program is you're going to get decreased joint pains and aches. You're not going to have as many problems as you have had